Hey everyone, Sue the Power Seller here, and I hope you're all doing well today because I have some great information for you. It's really going to help you if you have trouble getting out on that sales room floor or going to the parking lot and actually approaching people. So let's get started. First of all, if you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, I welcome you to hit that subscribe button. Get in my loop. I make a new podcast or video each week, so go ahead and click that now if you haven't already. But right now I want to talk to those of you who are a little bit shy when it comes to approaching that kind of customer, and I think you know what I mean, because there's two types of customers I would call that kind of customer. The first one is the squirrel or the chicken little. I don't know how else to describe it. They come onto the lot and they're kind of scared of their own shadow. And then they look at you and they're kind of furtively distancing themselves from you like, oh no, a salesperson. Like, yeah, hello, I mean, we're not rude here. We're going to come shake your hand maybe if you're not scared of your own shadow. So that's the chicken little customer. And we're going to talk about this individual last. But first, let's talk about the austere customer. The austere customer comes on there, and they've got their power suit on, and they just kind of got their nose in the air, like, impress me. They're not hard at all to sell. So you just sell the austere customer just like you would anyone else. You remain your professionalism, and don't be too palsy or chatty. Like you and I both know, if somebody comes in there with sag pants, and you can really relate to that genre of person. Maybe you are that person on your day off, but you suit up for the job. Well, you have no problem walking up to Mr. Sag Pants. You're just like, yo, bro, what up? And it's totally natural and totally real. And so that customer is not at all hard to help. They're not at all hard to help. And neither is a normal everyday customer. But we're going to start with what you do with everyone across the board first. Then we're going to go to the austere customer, a few things slightly different, and then we're going to close out with Chicken Little. And I know I told you that we're only going to do two types of customers here, but let's do the most run-of-the-mill customer too, shall we? So here's how you work this. First of all, I assume that when you go out to the parking lot or the showroom floor, that you already have a basic knowledge of the product that your dealership is offering. And what I mean is, at a minimum, you need to know the most basic features about your most popular car so that you have something to tell people when they ask you a question. Now, I'm going to be having a whole podcast directly on that, so you want to check into the Product Knowledge podcast later. But just know that when you go out there and you see a customer kind of in a basic genre of car area, kind of know something about that. If you know nothing about the trucks and you're very new, kind of like, next, let someone else get them. But if you have pretty good product knowledge and you also have an understanding of the pricing with your manager, can I go down a little bit if they want me to? What's your choke point, boss? What's the lowest I can possibly go? I know I need to sell it as high as I can. If you understand those things, then you're ready to approach a customer and eventually culminate in a sale. So you got your average run-of-the-mill customer out there. That's no problem. You never want to bum rush people. This is a commonality with every customer type. Do not go charging over there, because it'll be like they're the prey and you're the hunter, like they're the hunted. And people really don't like that. Also, desperation is very unattractive and people smell it. So you want to make sure that you have your incentive and your inward self-talk down pat before you go out on that showroom floor or lot, whichever. And here's what you need to know. You need to know two things. I will live if you don't let me sell you a car. I mean, if I go through this whole presentation with you and I fall flat on my face, or you're just milking me, or you're a shopper from the company sent to check me out, I'm going to survive. There are other people I can sell. So that removes the desperation factor, because your customer can smell that. So you need to have a lot of good self-talk with yourself before you begin each shift that, hey, this is just a customer. Each customer I approach is just one of many. Even if the lot is frozen over like a roller skating rink and I am desperate, it's not the end of the world. And the second thing you need to tell yourself is, not only is it not going to be the end of the world if I don't sell this person, but here's the thing, guys. Anyone going on a lot is interested. People don't just go on parking lots. I'm sorry for my rooster crowing in the back. I have a pet rooster. Really, for real. I'll show you someday. But when people go on a lot and they're shopping around for a car, they might not want a salesperson to approach them. That's true. But they are interested. And so what you need to understand is, even if they're not interested in purchasing a vehicle right then from you, or even if they're not interested in a conversation today, they are there because they want to learn something or look at something. So they are a valid prospect, and I don't want you to think, oh, they don't look interested to me, or they don't look like they want me to talk with them. Well, you might be right. They might not be interested in hearing from you, but they are interested in what you have. So here's how you approach your warm market. Your warm market, and this is the term I'm using for this podcast. I know in marketing, warm market means something else, but your warm prospect is like open. You just go to them without charging them, and you extend your hand. Make sure you go at a moderate pace. Do not go real quickly. Unless they act like their rear's on fire and they're looking around like, where's the help? I want to buy. And you just go at a moderate pace. You put your hand out, extend your hand and say, hi, my name's Sue. Sue the power seller here. No, seriously. Hi, I'm Jack or Jim or whoever, and I just wanted you to know that I was here, just to let you know if you have any questions, I'll be over there. Now, you always want to start off like whatever. Not like you don't care, but like whatever, you can browse. If you want to take your time browsing, that's just fine. I'm not here to rack up a commission, even if you're salivating all over yourself to close the sale, which is most new people and those of us in the wintertime. But just be like, hey, I noticed you're out here on the lot. If it's wintertime, just say, just want to let you know there's some cocoa inside. Or if you have any questions, just come in and let me know. And if they pause and they act open, like, is there anything I could direct you to point you toward? Say point you toward. Don't say sell you or show you. Because some people are they're kind of skittish about getting locked in to a presentation or you following them around. They want a lot of space, but you're feeling these people out for where they're at when you ask them these questions. If they perk right up and they're like, hi, then you can say, anything I could point you toward today. You might even go, anything I can help you with today, if they're looking like I really need some questions. But try to keep a detached attitude. That's for your average run-of-the-mill person. They're not austere. They're not scared of their own shadow. They're not there right now to buy right this second. They just look interested, but not like they're in a hurry. Interested, but not like they're skittish. But now we're going to get to the austere person. The austere person, you handle them just the same way, but just be sure not to act too eager. Be very sure. And just say, hi, I saw that you're out here. I just want you to let you know that I'm here if you have any questions. And if you say it just in a very matter-of-fact, detached way, 9 times out of 10, they'll say, actually, I do have a question. And they will want to, grill you. And let them, let them ask you questions, okay. But now, that's easy. That's easy, very straightforward. The person that's scared of themselves, scared of their shadow, and scared of you probably needs a car, but they don't want to pay too much. Or they don't want a car today, and they're going to feel bad saying that. Okay, so here's how you do it. And you need to remember this word. Are you ready? Mosey. Okay, they're looking. They're as far away from the front door as they can be. Big clue. They do not want to be approached. But you need a sale. And you're probably trained. We don't ignore people out there. So here's how you go to them. Just mosey on over there. You've all seen a farmer moseying in the field to get to the cow, has a stick of grass between his teeth, chewing on it, a straw hat on, sun shining. You're in no hurry. Keep that in mind. You're moseying. You're in no hurry. You're in no hurry because they're going to be there, but they're only going to be there when you get there if you're not in a hurry. Because if you're in a hurry, they're going to scatter like a chicken in the farm that you race toward. And I have chickens. I've got a rooster out there that was crowing his head off, but roosters are very skittish if you're sudden with them. And so are chickens. Roosters not so much, but we're talking about Chicken Little here. Just gently. Don't make a lot of motions with your feet and hands. Don't walk with your shoulders. Just mosey. Slowly mosey, and even give a few false flags, like I'm not even going your direction. Kind of turn to the left, maybe the right. And I'm not kidding. You really have to do that, because if they're gone, you don't have a chance with them. And I know some people might be saying, well, if I don't hustle it over to them, some other salesperson's going to. And, they might. You might need to pick it up a little bit. But if you have to do that, or if the boss is like, get out there right now, why are you taking so long? Because not every boss knows about how to deal with people themselves. They're just kind of, from a computer or armchair leading the team, that's okay. Just like, okay, I gotta go do this. I gotta kind of walk a little fast. He's watching. He's on me. Well, get out there. So what you do is you go out there, and if you go too fast and you have to go too fast, or someone's gonna take them, you can redeem that. Just put your hand out and go, "Hi, my name's Chance or Sue or whatever, and I just wanted to welcome you to our car lot and to let you know, browse as much as you want. I'll be right over there if you have any questions." Act like you expect them to browse. Don't do anything else if they're at that level. And they'll be like, "Oh, okay, well, thank you." Now, if they say that and they don't run away, just say, "In the meantime, while you're browsing, could I maybe point you to a specific genre of car so you're not wasting your time here looking at things that aren't really suitable for you?" Now, most of the time, that's all you need to say. They'll say, "Well, actually, I'm looking for such and such," and they'll tell you exactly what they're looking for because now they trust you. But if they're still a little standoffish, you tell them, "Could I point you to something?" And they're like, "Well, no, I'm fine." Like, "Okay, great, no problem. I'll be over there if you need me. Just let me know." And then usually they'll come and tell you, like, "Okay, this person's really going to give me some space. I'm burnt out. I'm a pushy salesperson." But sometimes they'll be like, "Yeah, I want to look at your vans." And then you say you're going to point them to it. But then you're like, "Okay, it's right over. Well, here, just follow me. I'll show you. You can look over there." And don't act like you're going to be with them. But you are. You are going to be with them. Because after you get them there, you just tell them a few things about a few of the models, just so you know. Make sure you do that. And after you say that, say, "Okay, well, I'll just go back there then and wait for you if there's anything you want to tell me. If you have any questions in the meantime, I can just answer them now." And they will have questions because they trust you. It's like you go forward a little. There's a chicken in the barnyard. A little further. You stop, play with some feed on the ground. You go a little further. You have to it's like feeding a bird one crumb at a time on your hand. Because these people are terrified of commitment or being smothered or having some pompous, arrogant salesperson in their face. Now, if you do that right, they will go ahead and they will talk with you. So that is how you approach someone about the sale. Now, I'm going to tell you really quickly. If you've got someone and they're like scurrying out of there after they're like, no, actually, I was just looking, and you're not going to have a chance to talk to them before other salespeople come around, and the other salespeople aren't going to have a chance with them either. Just go ahead and hand them one of those incentives that I mentioned in my other podcasts and videos, and let them know when the time is right and they want any other questions answered, just bring that back. And if they take a test drive, it's a vacation certificate. They get a vacation with no strings attached. So that's just one thing you can do if this is like a common problem, depending upon your zip code. Some people that don't have a lot of money in some areas are kind of in and off the lot. They're just kind of curious. But generally, all you need to do is give people space, and you have to get permission on how to proceed with each segment of that. Now, that is how you approach your customer, depending upon their personality type. It's one of the first steps you need to take when you're learning how to close the customer and how to get out there and go through all of the steps. So check out the rest of my podcasts and videos. That's all I have time for today. If you have a question, shoot me a comment. And if you haven't done so already, subscribe to my channel. I hope to see you guys back here on my next podcast. Bye for now.